So, if you've ever watched a film in India, Yusuf Shaikh definitely had a role to play in it, either by producing it or getting it to your theaters, or now finding a different way of presenting it. The force behind Janta Cinemas, bringing the magic of movies to towns and villages, which the multiplexes had not got it yet. Yusuf Shaikh, what I've known him is it's not just about business. I think he has that passion, that grit and determination, and that fierceness, to be able to succeed in a very, very unorganized industry. My dear friend Yusuf Shaikh, welcome.
Thank you,
But
Rahat.
Yusuf's story isn't just about business, it's also about his risk, resilience, and his passion, and the fierceness to be able to, get his ambition in this unpredictable industry. So, this episode is all about deals, reels, and the revolutions shaping Indian cinema. And welcome to the show.
Thank you,
So
Rahat.
let's start at the very beginning. Were you always someone, when you were watching a movie, you thought, how is it made? Or you actually like a wide-eyed film you watched?
Interesting that, I was born, so to say, in a cinema hall. My father used to own a cinema hall, and he used to have a house on top of the cinema hall, and that's where I was born. So, I don't know when, but the bug hit me like since birth. It's just this whole film business is running in my blood, and I was always fascinated till one day my father said this boy has lost it because he speaks all movie dialogues throughout the day, and he threw me into a boarding school. In my kindergarten, he said he has to be sent to a boarding school, and from kindergarten to standard 12 I was in a boarding school. But
That
obviously,
thought maybe you'll change a little bit.
yeah, and obviously it never left me because vacation time, my entire day used to go into a cinema hall. I used to watch every single movie 5, 10, 15 times. I don't know how many times. And that's what I used to do all the time. So, very, very early in my life, I caught this bug.
Okay, what was your first break and how did it happen?
So the biggest break I got was with a gentleman called Gulshan Rai. So when I came into Mumbai, my father said that I joined Sydenham College after my 12th, and my father said you'll need a guardian in Mumbai because Mumbai is risky and you can get carried away with things. So he made one of the leading producers of this country, Mr. Gulshan Rai, the person who had made Trishul and Diwar and Vidhata and all those
Interesting.
movies, as my guardian. And he took me to him and he says, if you need anything in this city, the only person you should come to is him. He will help you. Don't go here and there. Don't try to meet anybody else. He will be the only person who will help. So he and me became very, very close friends. So I used to have, I was so, again, he was one of the leading producers. So every single day I used to land up in his office, and me and him used to share a coffee and a palak sandwich together. And we became very close friends. He was, of course, a very senior and very, elderly man, but he really looked after me. And in his office, when I'm sitting, it's like a darbar. Like you have, Mr. Yash Chopra walking in, you have Mr. Yash Johar walking in, you have all these people walking in all the time. And I'm like, absolutely fascinated by all these people who come. And I always used to
Must be all
experience
starry-eyed, no?
starry
Seeing
eyed
all.
completely. I took to understanding how he does his business and everything. And one fine day I told him, you made a movie called Mohra in 1993, 94. I said, I want to buy it. So he was like, are you serious? Do you really want to do this? And I said, yeah. Will you give it to me at a good price? He said, don't worry about the price. There is a price because there's a market price, and
Sure.
you'll have to pay the market price. But let's do this. So I gathered some money from somewhere and I gave him a signing amount. and,
Wow. So
and that's how I
interesting,
got the
yeah.
film. But the twist in the tale was that when I went to the market and told people that I bought this movie, people started laughing at me and say, "Are you mad? Why would you buy a movie with some new actors who nobody knows?" And Akshay Kumar and Sunil Shetty were brand new that time, and they said, "Why would you risk so much money? You're getting a established actor movie much cheaper than this. So you've been gypped." And I said, "I don't think so because this man will never gyp me."
Sure.
So that's how I got my first break. And I bought a movie called Mohra without any money. And then I went to Mr. Gulshan Rai and I said, we will do this. I don't have money right now, but I will fulfill my obligation. And the movie on its own became, when
A
it came up to
legend.
release, it was so hyped up that I was paying Mr. Gulshan Rai 35 lakh rupees that time. And I had 45 lakh rupees on my table.
Wow.
So 10 lakh was profit on the table for a
And
movie
that to
which
your first venture.
first venture in my life. And I like, oh my God. And he said, this is all yours. Take all the money. And then the movie ended up doing business of 2 crores. And he said, this is all yours. Take it.
And
You
this
have
was
made this money.
90s?
1993, 94. Mohra released on 1st July 94.
Okay.
And
94.
then that launched me in the industry in a big way because that was like
Taking that
the
risk
biggest,
with a movie
yeah,
and
which this cast was not well known at that
yeah,
time.
it was the beginning. It was the first for a lot of them out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So it was pretty risky, and the movie took its own time to get hyped up in the market.
It had
Luckily,
very strong songs also, I remember.
all that came much later. When I had bought it, I had bought the movie in March, let's say.
Okay.
The movie was supposed to be released on 1st May. For many reasons, the movie had to be delayed to 1st July.
Okay.
Because for A, it was a very big production. B, the movie was not really, becoming as hyped as they wanted it to be. And I think, by then the Mast song was not launched. And then the team got together and said, we must hype this movie up. And by the time it came on 1st July, every
enough hype.
single theater was houseful. Every single theater across the country was houseful. And nobody knew what
Hit them.
What hit them. My God. I mean, and I released it that time all over Gujarat. Every single show was houseful for 2 weeks continuously. And then came 1942, A Love Story 2 weeks later. And I had to leave all the cinemas which I had already booked because that was a very big distribution company who was releasing 1942. So they said, okay, your time's over, get out of this theater. And I said, how does this work? My movie's running houseful, you can't remove me. They said, see the contracts. The contracts say that if 1942 comes, you have to remove Mohra. So imagine a movie which is doing all shows houseful had to be removed from all the theaters. And I said, what is going on? So I ran to Mr. Gulshan Rai, and Mr. Gulshan Rai was the president of the association, and he got me out of that whole mess. Why did you sign this contract? I said, who knew our movie is going to do more than 2 weeks? He said, what is wrong
such
with
an
you?
important
And
role.
contracts play such important role. And then again he bailed me out. And again the movie got into cinemas. Again it started running. Again it was houseful. So it was an experience.
It's a learning. I think
It's
such
big
a
learning.
such
first,
an amazing
First movie
learning.
of my life. Such a massive hit.
And
I mean,
a great learning.
If I have to tell you what it gave me, I went and bought 2 cinema halls with that money
Wow. In Ahmedabad.
in Gujarat.
In Gujarat, yeah.
So you can imagine what that gave me. I went and bought 2 cinema halls with that money.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was the
So
magic
if
of
I
Mohra.
had to name a Bollywood movie on the basis of your early career, what would it be and why?
So the biggest movie which influenced me in my life was Sholay. I mean, that movie I must have seen more than 100 times. If I start now from scene 1 to scene the climax, I can speak every dialogue. Okay. So Sholay was a big influence on me. I couldn't imagine. 70 cinema and the scale and the way it was created, the way it was made, the intricate details of that film, every background score, every character, it just really,
Yeah, it was very intense.
It was very intense.
You can still watch a Sholay right now at any number of times. I think.
I if you start Sholay, I just can't get up. And I said, what is this? I mean, this is unbelievable. It just blows my mind all the time.
Do you ever feel in your journey, there was a time when you said, okay, this is not working out and to give up and try something else? I know it would be tough because you ate, drank and slept Bollywood. But I'm sure there are times when sometimes you reflect and you say, oh, did I do?
So it has happened multiple times with me, Rahat. It's just that somehow I don't want to manifest that, but every time I've gone like really up, I've fallen very badly. Then again I get up, again I go, again I get up, again I fall. So it has happened multiple times with me. I did Mohra, then I did a movie called Suhag, which is Akshay. No, not
Okay.
that movie. This
This is
Akshay
another
Kumar
Suhag,
and
okay.
Akshay Kumar and Ajay Devgan.
Okay.
Peak of the career now, because after Mohra, Akshay was big. Same Mr. Gulshan Rai. He said, "You're my distributor now. Now you'll make money. So take Suhag." I took Suhag. It was a massive hit. Then I took a movie called Main Khiladi Tu Anari, which was again Akshay. So my first 3 movies are all Akshay. So Main Khiladi Tu Anari was one.
I think lucky charm for both of you all.
No, so let me tell you what happened. So Suhag released on Diwali. Main Khiladi Tu Anari released in September. Now, these are so many myths in our industry that somebody told me, don't buy Main Khiladi To Nari because it's releasing Shraddh. Now this industry has so many myths, right?
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I don't believe it. And I was a very old man who sit in one of the, very, very old exhibition offices. And he says, don't do this. It's releasing in Shad. You should not buy a movie which is releasing in Shad. And I said, uncle, I'm unstoppable right now. And I got that movie. And it released in Shad. And you'll not believe this. The day the movie released, which was 28th September, I remember still, I took the movie prints from the Mumbai airport, and I had to deliver all over my territory, which was Gujarat, for this movie. And we reached Vapi, and they said curfew. Then reached Surat, they said curfew. Then we reached Ahmedabad, they said curfew. So what is going on? This is there is plague all over Gujarat. No public place is allowed to be kept open. I said, what? I said, not a single public place can be opened because there's plague. And because of that, they've announced Article 144 when more than 4 people can collect anywhere. Because there's severe plague. Hundreds of people are dying. And my movie, which I had bought at a very high price, I mean, those days, I don't want to name the numbers, but very high price, was not released in any of the cinemas in Gujarat. It released all over the country. And my territory, which was Gujarat,
Did
it
not.
just didn't release. They
And
said,
it,
you can't
it
release
was
it.
a very good movie. It did very well.
It was a super hit across the country except my territory. So
my
I lost
God.
all the money. I said, this I never thought of. Now, of course, it's force majeure, but I never signed a contract with force majeure written there. So again, I said, what is this? I mean, it's really shocking that whole country the movie has released. I paid the entire amount, taken the delivery of the film on a Thursday for a Friday release. Friday is curfew in all entire
Oh,
Gujarat.
God.
And how is that possible? I mean, it's
Wow.
only for me. And I went up to that uncle and I said, you really manifested, Shraddh on me? So why is it that, this movie is not worked? He's saying, hota hai, these are all learnings. So that was a big, big
So I
setback for
think
me.
it's an interesting lesson. I
Very,
think
very
it's
big
a very
setback.
interesting
No, I
lesson.
still don't believe in all those things, but
So I
it
think it's
happened with me.
also somewhere subconsciously.
I don't know why it
it's
happened and how it happened. And it really broke my heart because, at that time, the people who had sold this movie to me were not considerate at all. Then they said, it's your loss, it's your risk, it's your loss, forget it, it's a perishable
but
product.
this industry is that way. It's
Exactly.
once it's yours, it's yours.
So
You
I was
don't-
absolutely heartbroken, absolutely, made a lot of losses in that movie. And that is one big stop. And then I started again. I don't give up. So I
That's
started
you.
again. That's me. And then I went and bought a few other movies and they all started working well. And then I had a very big setback. And that was, again, my mentor, Mr. Gulshan Rai, had got a movie with Shah Rukh Khan called Duplicate. I said, I want it. He's saying, of course you will get it. But this is a very expensive movie. I said, no problem. Whatever it is, I'll buy it from you. I don't want to ask you the money and everything. The most expensive uh, film at that time because Shah Rukh Khan had become a big star. His Dil To Pagal Hai was a super hit. His Pardes was a super hit around that time. And the price was all top, sort of AAA
Top
category,
dollars,
triple A
huh.
category, top dollars. And I bought that movie. They never show you the film, right? But by chance, for some reason, I sneaked into a preview and watched the film. I don't want to say how and why. I sneaked into a preview and watched the film on a Monday morning. The movie was releasing on Friday. And me and my dad went together. I told him, Dad, come with me. And I saw the movie and I said, this movie is a disaster. I'm going to lose all my money. This movie just can't work. And then I went to Gulshan Rai sir and I said, sir, this movie is a disaster. It's not going to work. Saying, are you mad? I said, sir, this is my
Trust
experience
me,
telling
yeah.
you. Please do something about it. This movie is releasing on Friday and we have 4 days. Can we do something about it? He's saying, what can you do now? Nothing can be done. Just have faith because it's Shah Rukh Khan and it'll work. It was a complete disaster.
Yeah.
Especially in Gujarat, it was a complete disaster and I lost all the money I had. So there came the big break of my life saying that finished. Go home, pack your bags, go back to your
Start
village.
thinking again.
Go back to your village. And then I was very depressed and I must tell you one episode which I don't tell anybody. So I was sitting in my office and there was this very old lady who used to really like me. And I went to, she said, come, I know you're depressed, come. Let's talk about something. So I went down, so I was sitting and I said, yeah, I'm really depressed. I don't know now what to do. The whole career has come to a standstill. What do I do? He's saying, come to my house tomorrow morning. And I said, what are we doing? She said, just come to my house. And she was a very, very senior producer. She had done a lot of distribution, a lot of production. Very respected lady, Dada Sai Phalke Award winner, Prafulla Manukan. So I went to her house in the morning and she made me meet her son. And she made me meet her son and said, he is my next movie's hero. I'm launching him in a movie.
Who was that?
Prafulla Manukan, the lady who was the top Gujarati producer of this country. She said, I'm launching you in a movie. And my son is the director. And he said, he's my hero. Beta, train him up. And I said, are you serious? And she said, yes. But I said, I don't know A of acting. He's saying, I don't care. My son will make you act, will do everything for you. And I said, no, I don't think I can do this. It's not my cup of tea. But I knew back of my mind that all my options are over today. What the hell do I do? She said, come. So I said, I'll try 1-2 days. If I can do acting, we'll
And
do.
that's a
Otherwise,
Gujarati movie.
Gujarati movie. I said, why am I doing Gujarati movie? Saying, just do it because we have faith in you.
Well, that's sweet
And
of you.
she got one astrologer who said, oh my God, this guy is going to be successful and this and that. But I said, for that, I need to be trained. I don't know acting. And then he's saying, don't worry, we'll train you. So then started my training for 7-10 days. And I had obviously gone underground from the business. I said, I'm too finished. I don't know what to do. So I went with her and she took me to Baroda and started shooting a movie, which was some mythology movie and stuff like that. And I didn't know for like 30 days. I said, I don't know what I'm doing here. I can't speak one dialogue. I don't know how to do this. And I said, ma'am, this is, you riding on the wrong horse. It's going to be all problematic. And she shot the movie very confident. She said, you don't worry about anything. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I said, okay. And that movie released and it became a Silver Jubilee hit. I said, I don't know what's going on. But that movie was a super duper hit across Gujarat.
So
And she
basically,
took me to cinema
you got a guardian angel who came to you
all
and
the time.
said,
All the time.
Yeah,
I have
so
faith
you-
in people all the time.
Yeah.
So she lifted me from all that depression. I said, see, now you're a star. She took me all the theaters. And because I was playing some sort of a, mythological character or something like that, people used to come and touch my feet. People used to come and,
my God, what an
literally
interesting-
do
I didn't know about
aarti
this
and all
at
that.
all.
I don't tell anybody about this because I was such a bad actor. I said, I don't know how this movie is working, but I have no idea. Then she did another one. That also again became a hit. Then did another one. That became a hit. I said, she launched
so it rekindled your faith back in getting you
no,
back
but
into the
I was
business.
the worst actor you'll ever see. You don't want to see me on screen. Those movies are not available anywhere. I have bought them. I mean, I've kept them away. Nobody knows where they are.
But at least, you know what? I think it is a movie business, right? I know. And that brings me to the next question. You know, people who are not familiar with the movie business don't understand the difference between film distribution and exhibitions, etc. What is it? Because you started your journey distributing, then you got into acting coincidentally, of course. Yeah, but you went back again to your love.
So I'll tell you, this industry is very, very easy industry, okay? Because our country is very
Starstruck.
right? Anything with stars, people want to watch. And that's what my father used to do. My father used to go and put all his money on Amitabh Bachchan. Every time, every single time, he used to go to Gulshan Rai sir and go to Prakash Mehra ji, Manmohan Desai and said, here's the signing amount for your next film, which was coming 1 year later. Here's the signing amount. Keep it, keep it, keep it. And all the time he bought every Amitabh Bachchan movie and nothing ever failed. Nothing ever failed. So this industry, people have made millions and millions and made fortunes and stuff just backing stars.
Stars.
But that was another era. Now is a different era. Now
Yeah.
people are very smart. People want quality. People want content. But we have seen it. I've seen hundreds of films. I don't need to see it. Just put it up and people will come. Just put it up and people will come. So that is where distribution is one game, but exhibition is where, there are stories and stories. I can go on for 1 hour, but I'm saying, what is exhibition? You have a movie which when you release, it'll run houseful for the entire week. So you pick up cinema halls across the territory and just book those cinema halls, and you divide your sort of revenue with the cinema owner. And invariably in those days, the cinemas used to get filled.
Entertainment. Everybody's looking for
Everybody,
entertainment.
and I'm talking about 80s and 90s, where This was the only source of entertainment. People used to come what made movies used to run for 20 weeks, 30 weeks, house. So it was a very easy business to say, because you go and buy an Amitabh Bachchan movie and you put it up in a cinema hall where you know there are 5 weeks people are willing to buy. There used to be houseful boards, the window would never open.
Wow.
So you don't have to do anything. I mean, it's so easy in that sense. But that was a different era.
So I think each one had, you had a Rajesh Khanna, you had an Amitabh Bachchan, each one had that power to pull in the crowds out there.
Absolutely. Every single film used to run houseful.
Wow.
My dad used to take one theater and thinking that, I'll put movie, after this movie, I'll put another movie in this theater. That theater would be packed all the time. So he'll go and rent another theater, then he'll go rent another theater, then he'll go. So in one town and one area, he's renting all the theaters because he wants to distribute his movies, and movies are not coming off. So you have a Trishul, you have a Diwar, you have, all these movies in the 70s. Everything is a super hit. So where do you put them? You put them in cinema halls. Cinema halls are continuously busy because they are all houseful, and there is so much more to the business.
Where have you seen the change in distribution in the last 10 years?
Then obviously things change when video cassettes came, things change when satellite television came in. People got another option of watching movies, right?
That's true.
And when video piracy came in the 80s, we thought the film industry is over because people were happy watching the movies at their homes.
You were getting the movies in
in
a couple of
1983,
days.
84 with the Asian Games, TV infiltrated throughout the country. After that, the things started changing and video cassettes came, and then the piracy started happening, and there was a lot of change in the industry that happened after that. But still, theaters kept doing very well till now. In fact, everything is completely changed now. So,
True. So you've seen the regional cinema also booming. Like you said, Gujarati movies, you have Marathi movies booming, and recently the War 2. It's a combination between Bollywood and a South Indian with Junior NTR. And I believe people who have told me is because the South Indian audience, has a better opening period. Where do you see this whole merge? Because there was a time when Bollywood was separate, South was separate cinema. You had different independent cinemas, right?
So let me tell you, there are two kinds of films. One is a formula. One is a proposal.
Okay.
So these are all proposals. What did I tell you? If you have a star, the movie is going to get an opening. That's a proposal. You put stars so that you get an opening. So that's something that you used to do all these years. But the audience has become very smart now.
Yeah.
They can read a proposal. Say, oh, this is a proposal. This is not a serious movie. So big movies with big stars are falling. Previously, it was very, very simple formula. Get a A-list actor, you will have a houseful board. Get an A-list actor, you'll have a houseful board. That's one type of film. Any A-list actor you put in a movie, audience comes.
Sure.
Right? But that is changing now.
Yeah, you have a lot of concept films, more content driven. I think people are looking at good content.
This is a lot of deep study into this. So let me tell you, this is an industry where we say in Hindi, Sasta roye bar bar, mehenga roye ek bar.
Okay.
Why? Because if I have a big star cast film, I don't need money to make the film. If I have a small star cast film, I put every single penny because nobody's going to back me. I have a star cast film, I don't need to put money. Everybody's buying it without...
But if I have a good story, doesn't work?
Doesn't work. Everybody has a story. In this room, everybody has a story. India, people only want to see stars. They just don't want to see concept. Concept can work. Like when we worked in Percept, our DNA was concept. We will only work on concept cinema. But you have to have the might to carry it till the theatre hall.
Yeah.
None of the old producers had the capacity to carry it. What they did, like I gave you an example, they announced the film, it is sold. On announcement, Mr. Bachchan has announced the film, it's sold in 24 hours. All territories sold, money is on the table. So you have not invested. You gave a signing amount and you come out of this house and you have all the money ready.
I think a lot of actors nowadays, Yusuf, also take up equity in the films, right?
Yes.
That's how, because their numbers have become so large that it's weird. I think it's the whole business has become very different. Am I right?
No, there's nothing weird about it, because if you, let's say for example, what I told you, that if you sign an A-list actor, the movie is sold on the table. Why won't the A-list actor take advantage of that? You have a Shah Rukh Khan today. You have a 300 crore recovery next minute. Now, if somebody is giving you a Shah Rukh Khan, Raju Hirani movie, 300 crore recovery or 250 crore recovery, it's the most easy business to do. But you have to get Raju Hirani and you have to get Shah Rukh Khan.
True.
And then the movie is sold. So for example, if I tell you a movie like Sikandar, which released, which is Sajid Naryadwala, Salman Khan, and Murgadas, A.R. Murgadas, it's a disaster in the theaters.
Sure.
Nobody lost money. Sold. Everybody.
Yeah,
made
you have
money.
all the rights which go in, right?
All the rights have been
the
sold.
music rights, the
producer
television
didn't lose
rights, the
money.
cable rights.
The producer didn't lose money. So that's the power of a star film. Now, if you make even a 5 crore rupee film, nobody is willing to partner you.
Wow.
So big star
It's
cast.
very different from Hollywood, right? Hollywood even...
So please understand, it's about our business is done where you don't want to invest the money. What you want to do?
see the returns.
No.
Then?
You don't have the money to invest. You only want to put a signing amount and collect money from
Okay.
people. But if you have no cost, you have to put the entire money. Otherwise, you don't have to put the money. Do you understand the difference?
Okay.
If I sign a big star, I have the money on table from others. If I sign a small star, I have to carry it myself. But where do I have the money to carry it? So I might as well go after a star. Why should I go after a small movie? So that the risk of a small movie is very large. Risk of a big film is minimal.
Minimalized.
But genuine cinema is making a concept or a film which you believe in, for which you need money. And the money, if you have, then you should start. Then you get high returns. Because when we did movies like Page 3 and Yaha and Door
Yeah, quite
so
a lot.
we did all of them on merit. They all ran on their merit.
Okay.
Whereas there is merit cinema, there is formula cinema. Formula is where you don't have to do anything. You collect a star cast, you sell the movie. You collect a star cast, you sell the movie. You collect a good director, a star cast, and sell a movie. And that goes on till today. So even in Hollywood, let me answer your question. That's the way it is. The studio backs a movie with a big director and big star. They're not back it otherwise.
But you also create stars, right? There are stars which are created
So
also.
there are a number
Look
of
at,
people.
you have Nawazuddin Siddiqui, you had Irfan.
Have you seen their struggle?
Yeah, they have been struggle, but you go back in history as somebody who did movies which were very differently, and
So, of course, they were talented people, but they had 10 years of struggle before they made it. Even today, there are 5 movies of Nawaz lying in the cans, not sold. So, it's very difficult to. So it's a
a very
very
different
long
industry,
discussion,
yeah.
but it's very difficult. So I'll give you one example. Okay, our industry, when you want to run a film, what we say is that, does your car have 4 wheels? तभी ये गाड़ी चलेगी. What are those 4 wheels?
What?
You have an actor, you have a director, you have an actress, you have music, you have publicity, you have a campaign, great campaign. And mind you, none of this is what is inside the movie, outside the film.
okay.
Those 4 wheels should be visible. Like, for example, let's take Pathan. So you say, oh, there's Shah Rukh Khan, there's Siddharth Anand, there's a big director. Okay. There is Yash Raj Studio, which is a big producer. There's massive publicity. There's Deepika Padukone. Then it becomes from a 4-wheel to a trailer when you say, oh, we have John Abraham also. Oh, we have Diwali release also. So all these
All the elements that are required to
package
make
in a movie.
Okay.
How do you fail?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to come and watch it. Everyone
Like Amir Khan doing a promo in a Rajnikant film. You look at the combination.
Those are the outside element which hype the film.
Film up.
So just a poster of Amir Khan gets you the audience. Just a poster of Rajnikant gets you. Who's seen the movie? Nobody's seen the movie. They don't show you the film. When you buy a movie, they don't show you these movies.
Interesting.
You have to buy it without seeing them. Because you have to see the poster and say, will this sell a ticket? Oh, yes, this movie with this poster will sell a ticket. That means
It's all ROI driven.
a sale has happened. In your mind, a sale has happened. In the audience's mind, also the sale has happened. Then you say, oh, it's 15th August. Oh, we have a big holiday.
Independence release.
One more wheel is added. There is a super hit song. Oh my God, one more wheel is added. Item song hit ho gaya. One more wheel is added. So all these wheels make your car run.
Wow.
But if you have those wheels, if you can't define them, then nobody put money on that movie. So that's how this industry works.
Okay, Amir Khan has started a different approach in movies, releasing his movies on YouTube on pay-per-view
Pay-per-view. Yeah.
format.
ये जो मैं सोच रहा था उसका मुझे फाइनली आंसर मिला है कि अगर मैं YouTube पे आऊं, इंटरनेट के जरिए मैं हर जगह पहुंच सकता हूं, और यूपीआई आने के बाद इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पेमेंट्स हर हिंदुस्तानी कर सकता है.
It's a very, I think it's like a traditional format where you went and you paid for what you saw. But, getting it back, where do you see it? Because, see, you've always, taking back, you've already had a shift from Bollywood, you've had OTT moving in, and now you have this. Where do you see this whole shift? And
So I'll tell you what. I mean, Amir is going to go through a lot of hardship to recover his money on Saiyyara Success. But somebody has to make a start. And he is a gutsy man who ignored all the offers from OTT and started this. There are 2 or 3 big advantages if this clicks. The biggest advantage is that you know who's watching your film. None of the OTT guys are willing to give you data of who's watching your film. You know how many people, which state, entire geo
Political.
mapping of your geo mapping of your film is done from across the world, because YouTube is going to share all the data with you, right?
Sure.
So analytics which you never have when you give a movie to
and I
any
think
OTT.
if you want, he also is of the opinion that if you want to come and see my movie, you'll pay for it.
Right. But it's a demand supply situation.
Yeah.
There is unbelievable amount of piracy in this country.
Yeah.
Your movie, which you released yesterday, War and Coolie, are out on piracy in a HD print yesterday.
Wow.
Now, how do you do this business by making pay-per-view? So Amir is going to lose money doing Sitare Zameen Par on YouTube, because there are many, many ways of doing that piracy, and people are in India are not willing to pay-per-view. They don't have credit cards. There is no cash
Yeah,
model.
our system
There
in
might
India
be a
is
UPI.
still very difficult,
So
yeah.
it's very difficult for people to go on YouTube and pay money and recover that money. So it will be to my knowledge, at this juncture, it will be a disaster. But somebody had to make a start, and which he
It's
has
also
done.
a wait and watch. You never
hats
know.
off to him. No, because so when you release a movie on Netflix or a Prime, there is immense amount of publicity, immense amount of push that they give, because they're already in every household.
Sure.
Even YouTube is in every household, but YouTube is not your active sort of connected TV. YouTube is where you go search, right? Even on OTT you got to search, but I'm saying that Netflix, Amazon keep pushing the movie in your front of
On
your
your
screen
face,
all the
yeah.
time.
You see it.
They put up hoarding across the country, releasing on so and so date, so and so date. So there's
Lot
a
of
marketing,
marketing. There's a lot of marketing and distribution that comes
support
with
that
it.
those movies give you, and because of which, and then there is it's a habit. Netflix and Amazon Prime is a habit for us. We are
Yeah.
watching that. I mean, if you have nothing to do, you're sitting at home, you say, let's check out Prime, let's check out Netflix.
Yeah.
So that all Amir is going to miss. But at the same time, somebody had to make a start. I'm sure he knows the risk that he's taking, but in the long
think
run,
he's-
this will pay off.
So a lot of, I think, going back to the OTT, I think, moving from the theaters, the OTT became an interesting platform for a lot of people who felt that is because you had the masses watching it. What is your view on that? And it had its, graph, up and down.
So let me tell you, I've been through the entire cycle of cinema halls, right? So we started with my father. We started distributing and exhibiting movies, not only in single screen cinema halls in the 70s, but also touring cinemas. We used to take movies, rides of the movies to small towns, put up a tent and show movies, right? So that was where we started. Then we saw the screen cinemas. Then in 2000 came the multiplexes. Now when multiplexes came, there was a very big shift that happened. What was the shift? Let me tell you. The elite and the rich class of people had stopped going to single screen cinemas
Because of the crowd.
because of the crowd. They had stopped going. They were not interested in watching movies in cinema halls. But when multiplexes came, all of a sudden,
It became an experience kind
it
of
became
thing.
an experience, and which they realized that now we can go to a secure cinema hall where we can buy very clean popcorn and we can buy clean
can sit and
water
enjoy a
and
movie,
sit and
yeah,
enjoy a
the
movie
whole
with the
experience.
family. All of a sudden, the family audience started coming into multiplexes, and that changed the entire thing. Where now you could have an audience who are willing to pay 200, 300, 400, 500. Now there are tickets. I mean, if you see War is running
Yeah,
in IMAX at
500, 700, 800.
2000 rupees. War is
Wow.
running in IMAX at 2000 rupees.
Wow.
Yeah, and it is house full because it's IMAX. So the whole shift happened that there's an elite audience who doesn't care about the 2000 rupees. They want to have a good experience.
Yeah.
So that came in. But then came Netflix and Prime. And then again, there was a shift where they said, and especially after COVID, oh my God, I'm getting the best movies, the best
Sitting
of
at
sound,
home, yeah.
sitting in home. Why do I need to really go and visit a
And I can
cinema
actually
hall?
choose what I want
I
to
can
see.
choose what I want to see. The only thing that is now waiting is to say, oh, but this is 8 weeks late, because movies which release in theaters cannot come on Netflix and Prime as a rule for 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
8 weeks, 56 days. So that's the rule. And because of that rule, we still have audiences coming into cinema halls. Otherwise,
Okay.
they would
Would have
not
lost
step
that
out. Yeah, we
audience.
would have
True.
lost that audience. So OTT is playing a very, very sort of competitive game with us, and it taking away a lot of audience. So let me tell you that there used to be an average audience for a movie all the time, right? When you open a movie Friday, 25-30% of those people who are regulars will keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Movie good or bad doesn't matter. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, movies used to do very well. Now because of the OTT, what has happened is that people don't, if they don't see urgency in a movie. When I say
They
urgency
just
means,
wait and watch. Yeah.
yeah, urgency means I'm not dying to see that movie. I'll wait because after 6 weeks, 8 weeks,
It's anyway gonna
after
come.
8 weeks is going to be in my home. So that whole urgency factor, which we used to have Friday, first day, first show, sort of
But you
urgency.
have some of the movie buffs who want to see that kind of movie, like you do, and I
that's why
know a
said-
couple of
so-
other
so
people.
that's why I'm coming to that. We lost in COVID. We lost almost 25-30% of that audience.
Okay.
It's a
Interesting.
bigger number. 30% is a very big number. We lost 30% of that audience in COVID, where OTT took the driver's seat. And that is affecting the industry very badly today. And now people are struggling because they want to make
They
sure.
also merged, PVR and IMAX merged. You needed to, because if you needed to survive, you needed to
But
collaborate.
now, let me be very honest. Today, the film industry has lost a model. They don't know how to model this.
Yeah, each one is trying a different approach.
Thing. It's very, very difficult. They do buy one get one free. They're saying,
We've seen
it's
that.
become-
We've seen the
it's become
promos.
crazy.
On a weekdays, you get to see a movie at a cheaper price.
So what I was
etc.
tell you is that there used to be any movie. There used to be that 30% audience used to come without thinking has stopped coming.
True.
So now what happens is that you have to push harder and harder to ensure that first day there's somebody in the theater. Otherwise, we've seen morning shows, movie
Empty.
releases, and they're empty. 12 o'clock, they're empty. And the whole industry says, what happened with big star cast? What happened? Nobody walking in. Because what we have done is we've taken advantage of the audience and we kept raising the ticket rate.
Price also.
Right?
Yeah.
So ticket rate went up to 400, 500, 700. Let's forget the IMAXs of the world and all. And then the audience says, now I want to be choosy, because if I am getting 600 rupees, 675 rupees, if I'm getting Netflix in my house for the entire month, why should I pay 600 rupees to watch one single movie?
True. That's
So
true.
that's the rationality which is coming.
Okay, coming back, after your acting career, with your Gujarati movies, what happened next?
So acting career was never going to last because I was so damn uncomfortable in front of the camera. I just couldn't act to save my life. I'm one of those actors who's while speaking his dialogue is looking at his mark. And the director saying, don't look at your mark, look at the actress. I said, so this was terrible. I was a bad actor. So I was very uncomfortable doing what I was doing. But the good thing is that I toured the entire state of Gujarat with all this, become a star and all my movies releasing there and all that. And what I realized that distribution not work for me. I lost money in distribution. Acting doesn't work for me. My father was an exhibitor. I know all the cinema halls in the state. Let me take the cinema halls. So I started renting cinema halls because what I realized is that every movie, the distributor has to come to me to release the film.
True.
Right? Why don't I own cinema halls? So I started collecting cinema halls. At one time, I had 51 cinema halls on rent. And I used to program there week after week, week after. That was the most exciting, most
Interesting,
adventurous phase of my life. I mean, it is so interesting because I have a small little village, then I have a big city in Ahmedabad where I have, cinema halls, then I have cinema halls in, small towns, suburbs, then far out places. I mean, I had cinema halls across Gujarat and I was enjoying what I was doing.
This is called exhibition.
Exhibition. That's called cinema exhibition.
Cinema
So I had picked up all these cinemas on rent. I had
Okay.
4 or 5 of my own, Rest all were on rent. And I started doing this business, and I was really doing very, very well because we were rolling. And the movies were coming into cinema halls. We knew how to program. We knew what movies to get. I had a power in buying the movies because very simply, I had a big chain of cinemas. Every distributor wanted to give their movies to me, and we used to make a success out of it in a big way. Till 2001, one more setback came. I had Ashik in many of my cinemas, a movie on 26th January. It released in 2001. And first thing in the morning, I wake up. It's a Friday, and there's an earthquake in Gujarat. And I have 51 cinemas on rent, and there's an earthquake in entire Gujarat.
So you've
And
had so many unforeseen
can you
circumstances that
imagine?
have.
I mean, I said, what is this going on with my life? And I said, oh my God, I mean, how can there be earthquake of all the things? And I was shattered again. I said, this is again big losses. Come back and fight more. So then that was a phase which was very, very saddening. But then there's nothing one could do. And all those cinemas were on long leases, 3 years, 5 years. So there was no way of getting rid
So
of
there
them.
was no way sitting and talking. So by now, didn't you make all those necessary clauses that are needed and all that
But
stuff?
how do you blame the owner? He has given me the cinema hall. I have taken it on rent. Now I have to pay rent
But
for the
isn't there
cinema hall.
insurance for
There was
it? Is
nothing.
It doesn't
There
solve
was
the.
it's an sort of stable industry. There's no such things on those days, right? So this is nothing. Now, 2001, I do this. And guess what? June 15, 2001, life-changing moment of my life. All my theatre is a movie called Gadar.
Yeah, where you
Sunny
did the
Deol.
distribution. Yeah.
All my 40 cinemas had Gadar. And we minted and minted and minted money, and we didn't know what to do with the houseful shows. There was so many houseful shows. We were like collecting money every morning shows, night shows, 4 in the morning show, 3, everything is houseful. Gadar changed my life again. And I said, oh my God, there is a God above who's going to help me do this. And we really did very, very well with Gadar. And all those cinemas which had lost money from January to
Recovered. You
till
helped them
June,
recover
recovered
back.
multiple times. So
Wow.
there's always faith. When you fight, God
It's
helps
faith, and
you.
I think when you support people, there is a way something.
There is something. But no, one more episode now. 2002, February 28th, Gujarat riots.
Oh yeah, those ones. Yeah.
That was the most lethal blow in my life. Again, after all this hard work, 28th February, I just got married. 28th February 2002, Gujarat riots started, and they were never ending. Never ending means, you think the riot will get over in 1 week,
So the
2 weeks.
Godhra riots, right?
Godhra riots.
Yeah.
They went on for 6 to 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
They
completely
were defining
finished,
moments for a lot of people for that.
finished,
Yeah.
finished me from the core. I lost everything I had. Zero. Became zero. I said, now there's nothing you can do about it. I had a friend called Shravan Shroff. His
Okay.
father was a biggest distributor of Mumbai,
Okay.
right? And his father and his uncle. And we were very close. And he used to study in college with me. And he said, what are you doing? Come, let's start cinema business with you. I'm come from Australia. I'm going to launch multiplexes in this country. Who knows business better than you? Cinema business more than you. Let's start a digital cinema business. You come and join me. So from being,
Hit by all
renting
sides.
50 cinema halls and distributing 100 movies, I went and quietly sat in his office and I said, come on, what do we do? He says, you're my employee from today. I said, okay, let's do this job again. And I became an employee at Shringar Films, Fame Adlabs, and
Yeah.
where the first multiplex of Mumbai was launched. I was part of
Fame,
that
yeah.
team, and
Yeah.
I started a new journey from there,
Wow.
a corporate journey. And there's so much that we learned there. There's so much that we did because Shringar was a leading distribution
Yeah.
house. And from there, my journey, it went to Percept, where I headed the distribution. In
PPC.
2003, I joined Percept, and I became the head of distribution. And then
You had a lot of good movies.
all the
then,
talent that I had got used because they gave me movies. They said, you buy movies whichever you want to buy, however you want to buy it, distribute the movies. But our concept is concept cinema, idea-based films, not star
Mass
cast. There is no star cast in our movies. Our movies are all going to be concept-based. We are going to change this industry.
I think they launched the first one, Pyar Mein Kabhi Kabhi.
Pyar Mein Kabhi Kabhi came,
Yeah.
Hanuman came,
Yeah.
Page 3 came, the top 3 successes of Percept, The company was launched in a big way because Hanuman and Page 3 were massive hits.
Yeah, true.
And then Malamaal Weekly and Corporate and Traffic Signal and Door and Yaha and Mumbai Express and Jai Santosh. We had 9 hits in a row.
Wow.
The industry didn't know what hit them. I said, who are these guys and where have they come? And once Mr. Sahara, she said that, that's what is the power of your knowledge, because you've done this business in the past. You are able to identify the right films to do this.
True.
And they gave us more money to do more business. So that is the phase where I became a corporate chap.
Okay, I'll take back a little bit on when we said about you said that you need a star, you need a good movie, you need a good film. I'm sorry, a good music, a good producer. But I think we've had a recent movie called Saiyyara, which has all new actors, and it's a typical romantic movie. And romantic movies, of course, do well, but it's not to the level. It's crossed 500 crores. I think the whole industry is questioning what was the chemistry.
So, there are invisible wheels. This car had
Seriously?
invisible wheels, but they're not invisible. You see, I mean, every single, decade has had this kind of successes. Whether you call up Kayamat Se Kayamat Tak,
Yeah.
before that you call up Akhyon Ke Jarokar Se. Every single decade has starred
Had one
lots
of these kind of
one of these
movies.
kind of movies, which are
Yeah.
Ek Duje Ke Liye, when
Yeah, yeah, that's
1983,
true.
84, when Kamal Hassan was South Indian star.
Oh, wow, that's still a
So
movie, a
every
legendary.
decade, but there was genuine effort and belief and lot of detailing that has gone behind all this. It's not a
Oh, and
cakewalk.
Mohit Suri is.
It's not. Yeah,
he's-
exactly. It's not a gamble. It was a planned move. It was a planned move.
And
And
there's so many who make planned moves, yeah, Yusuf. It's
No.
also sometimes luck, right? Is it luck or is
no,
it
no. There is a lot of science in this industry. Please understand. There's a lot of data available. There's a lot of science. You have to take your risk in a particular manner and place yourself in a particular manner. Things do work. We've done this immense number of times and we had successes. I mean, how a movie like Page 3 had no star cast.
Yeah.
We knew the science behind it.
You
Somewhere.
created stars out there also.
Created
Yeah.
stars from there. So there is a lot of science and there's a lot of data and there's a lot of homework that's available. And who knows it better than Yash Raj? Who knows it better than Yash Raj? Everybody. Hum aap kick on release in one single cinema.
Yeah.
Right? So there is a science how they played that card. So Yash Raj knew their cards very well. Not that nobody can predict the upper side, right?
Yeah, true.
But there is a calculated move. You can't predict the upper side as to how big it will become. But you calculated move that if I put this 50 crores, I want to take a chance with Mohit Suri, who's a very, very
He's had some good movies.
good movies. He knows what he's doing. So, there is a lot of homework that goes in. And when I sit with you like this and when I hear the story, if I'm getting goosebumps, audience is going to get goosebumps. If I'm getting moments which are like wow moments, the audience is going to get the wow moments. That much homework you need to do so people know what they're doing, the scripting, the music, the background. There's so many tools to make your success.
Wow.
Use the tools. Just having a story is not going to work. There's so many tools. So when I say in this industry, you've seen your cards. The other person hasn't seen the cards. When you play a game of Teen Patti, you've seen your card. You should know what card to play.
Chal.
आपकी
Chal
चाल
you play.
कैसे?
Yeah.
So there is a lot of science. When to bring it, the season, the
The
timing, the college
everything.
opening.
You have the Eid opening. You've always
All those
had.
factors
yeah,
are in
yeah,
your hands.
I remember.
They're
yeah.
in your hands. So there's a lot of science behind all this.
True.
And who knows it better than Yash Raj? All their life they've done this business.
yeah.
And the exhibitors will support. Non-star cast, but the exhibitor will support. Why will they support? Because coming from a production house which has given successes. They brought in Shah Rukh Khan, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. He was not a star.
Made him
With
a star.
Aditya Chopra, who was
Yeah.
a first-time director. They've done this. So, and very intelligently, how did they do it? They brought it 4 weeks before or 6 weeks before war. So, every cinema owner who wants to play war will first have to satisfy them with Saiyyara. First play my Saiyyara everywhere, then talk about war. So
It's a calculated.
all
it's a
this is
calculated
calculations and science which people who know, they know. People who don't know, they
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
think of it for
Exactly.
us as
So there is a
individuals.
lot of
we think
lot
of it as just another movie. Oh,
it's
wow.
a lot of commerce and a lot of science. Commerce has their buttons to press. What button to press at what time. And we've seen it all our lives. All our lives. Now, Let me tell you, I'm doing business right now in Assam. I'm doing business in my cinema halls in Gujarat right now. You'll be surprised. I've not played Saiyyara and War. I've not played in my cinema halls. What have I played? I played one Gucci movie, which is running house full, packed. In a week like this,
Where you
where
have
the
such.
people are world is playing Coolie and War, I'm playing a Gujarati film, which is running house full.
Well, that's a different audience, right?
But now you have to know who's your
And
audience.
you've got to be confident.
It's getting me a better deal.
True.
It's
True.
giving me a very, very sweet deal. So to know that there is a regional actor, his movie could do better than these stars. Imagine that's a 1 crore rupee film, and these are 300 crore films. It's doing equally well.
Yeah, and it's what does well for a distributor.
So
It's
all
what
this
makes
is
money
your
at the end of
commerce,
it.
your what buttons you press at what time.
True.
Is you have to know. I mean, you have to be really agile to do this.
Okay, now I take you back to Janta Cinema. Where did the spark? What was the spark?
So
And what
there's-
is, tell people what is Janta Cinema?
So
all
I'll tell you,
about?
my life has started from Janta Cinema because
Okay.
my father used to run touring cinemas all across the country,
True.
and he used to buy movies and put them in a van and take them to small towns and show them those days. That's where we gone back to. Why? Because I do a lot of research and I do a lot of number crunching. Rahat.
Sure.
And what I realized and what I told you earlier, there was an multiplexes when they came in. Our producers started chasing multiplexes. They started making multiplex films.
True.
They stopped making mass films. They said the multiplex audience pays 500 rupees. Masses में तो अभी भी 50 रुपया मिलता है. Why to one person paying 500 versus one person paying 50 rupees? It's logic. People say, wow, this is better than that. Why
True.
should I go behind
Yeah,
masses?
yeah.
Let me run after multiplexes. Let me get 500 rupees for a ticket. Why do I waste my money selling one ticket here? I might as well sell, one 300 seats. If I sell, I get money which is worth one whole week in one show.
True.
So our audience, our producers and directors started chasing multiplex films. The subjects became urban. The audience became urban. What happened to that mass? This country has 90% mass. What happened to that mass? They were denied their entertainment. What were those movies in the 90s and the 2000s where all those masala, Govinda movies and all? That was all mass entertainment. Aankhein and Shola aur Shabnam and Gaddar and those are all mass movies. It's a huge, I've seen it now on eyes, there's huge audience, 1,000, 1,100, 1,500 seater cinema. Not a single ticket available. See the move. It used to be crazy.
The housing model is different from
I'll tell you
multiplex.
how it is. So, masses are reluctant to enter a cinema hall today at 400, 500 rupees ticket.
Yeah, it is.
400, 500 rupees popcorn. They're reluctant. Our movies have always been average or plus B. There are only every year, if you take, like I said, the numbers crunching that we do, every year, if you take, there are only 6 super hit movies. Only 6. Any year you pick up, there are only 6 super hit movies. Rest all is mass entertainment or B class entertainment for which you do time pass watchers.
True.
But the elite are only coming in for those 6 super hit movies and 6 Hollywood films. That means 12 movies in a year is what they watch, which is also too much for you. Let me tell you. Do you watch 2 movies in a month? Maybe you watch 1 movie. So elite urban audience only watches 1 movie in a month
Yeah, true.
at an average. So only 12 movies. How many movies do we make in India? We make 2,400 movies in a year. Where is the rest of the movies going?
To the masses.
There are no cinemas in the masses. And that is where the need of Janta Cinema has come.
Interesting.
The need for Janta Cinema is that the masses want to watch a 50 rupee,
Especially
$1
in a
ticket.
small town and take.
So I launch Janta Cinema with $1 ticket. $1 ticket. There's nothing more than that. Everything is less than 100 rupees. If we take 100 rupees, we give them a samosa and a chai.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and you should see the way they really, thank you and they enjoy it. That's the Janta Cinema. So it is purely for the masses. Janta Cinema is cinema halls only for the masses where we pick up any hall and convert that into a cinema hall. We put the best sound, the best projection, the best, the best of movies, and we have $1 ticket. And that is 90% of this
It's also a
country's audience.
satisfaction seeing those people
It's
sitting.
unbelievable because when I go to these places, I just visited my cinema halls in Assam and those places. It is unbelievable to see families coming to watch movies, kids coming to have that samosa. It is so satisfying. And that's where I've gone back to. So, the other factor that, like I said, India makes 2,400 movies a year. We have
Sure.
only 9,000 screens, Rahat. Only 9,000 cinema halls for 150 crore people. China has 90,000 screens. See the gap.
Wow.
Because we somewhere just got greedy and only started making multiplexes. Everybody ignored this mass cinema. Today, mass is the only loyal audience you will get because they want to
But they
watch
want
everything.
entertainment. They go on. They want the entertainment
But at
for
a
them. What are
reasonable
you?
price.
You have our entertainment is so many things. For them,
Exactly.
movies is entertainment.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. They want a person who makes 500 rupees a day does not mind spending 50 rupees in a
Rupees
cinema
on-
hall,
yeah.
enjoy his movie, go
Yeah.
home,
Yeah,
have a
true.
popcorn or have a samosa and
True.
go home. He is more than happy because he wants to, after a stressful day, he wants to enjoy that. How can you ignore that audience? We completely, Bollywood is ignored. Hollywood, all film industry is ignored that audience. But look at South. Everybody in South loves the movies. So the mass in South is intact.
Loyalty. There's huge loyalty.
Look at the collections of movie like Coolie. It's already crossed 100 crores in 2 days. So probably one day it crossed 100 crores because they have kept their mass love intact. Every cinema hall has a reasonably priced ticket so that masses can come in. That's again science and commerce. Why are we
I
ignoring it? So I want to put up 10,000 of these cinema halls, Janta Cinemas across the country because they're low price tickets. And that's where the audience is and we are ignoring them drastically. Now people have really suffered or are suffering when our audiences are not coming into multiplexes. What has happened? Urban audience, no loyalty. They have their Netflix and their
True.
Prime. Give me a tentpole film, then I'll come. Tentpole is what? Those 10 movies which I told you in a year. Only those they will come for. Or a Saiyyara, which is an overnight hit. But otherwise, they don't come. They come on a holiday probably because there's nothing better to do, but they'll go and watch a mushy Hollywood film. Your audience has their own taste. We make all movies which are sort of B plus grade. Nobody wants to watch. So what happens? Masses don't come to multiplexes. B grade movies come into multiplexes. They flop. Look at the business of, I don't want to name movies, but a Son of Sardar, 150 crore rupee film. It's neither multiplex. There are no mass cinemas. What has happened? It's standing in the middle somewhere. Nobody is watching it. Elite will say, you will say, are you mad? I told my friends, come and watch Son of Sardar. I say, you're mad? I'll watch Son of Sardar. I tell my mass friends, they can't afford the 300 rupee ticket. So the movie is falling in the middle. It would have done
So
well.
if the good movie gets all messed up because you've not placed it in the right.
Target
And
audience.
there is no, you're saying there are no platforms to place them.
Target audience is missing.
True.
You are doing a mass movie in a multiplex.
Yeah, you've lost.
You lost.
You've lost it.
So it's a
Interesting.
big issue. That is the science and of the modeling and the science has gone wrong.
So if you look at the Indian entertainment industry, where do you see the next opportunity for entrepreneurs, for people? You said the movie industry makes money. How is it that people make money?
So the whole business is not going down. If you have the ideas and the concepts, there are people who are willing to pay any amount of money to watch a good film. Are you chasing those ideas? I had launched something called Smart Cinemas. What are smart movies? Smart movies are reasonably priced movies where you give a little stake to all the known people. So you have a director who's mentoring that movie. You have a producer who's willing to take a part risk.
Sure.
You have an actor who's willing to come on a revenue share. There is some sort of a model, smart cinema business model where everybody makes money, right? Everybody puts in their sweat equity and makes money. So that's one area. And the other area, which I said we've completely ignored, is 90% of our audience is mass. When you were telling me about regional cinema, can you imagine a movie in Assam which was made at 1 crore has done 18 crore business? 18 crore rupee business. There's one movie which released 2 weeks back that has done 8 crores. Again, a 1 crore film.
Yeah.
There's a movie. There are movies in Marathi which are 1-2 crores and do 20 crores and 18. What more do you want? There is an audience who are willing to watch, but you have to furnish that plate in the way they want to eat it. You have to, you bolte hai na,
Customize it to
customize it to what they want.
That's true.
So smart people who are willing to customize it are making money. So I went to Assam and I went to Tripura and I went to Uttarakhand, and the government is saying, and yesterday somebody told me in Goa, the government is willing to pay you 50 lakh rupees if you make a regional film. Up to 1 crore, up to 30% of your budget, government is willing to put if you make a film there. So if you want to do business, there are enough opportunities, right? Okay. Regional cinema, if you are putting a 2 crore rupee movie and if the government is giving you 60 lakh rupees as subsidy and you find a partner, and there is a low risk model. So there's a lot of science.
So I think it's also promoting the destination,
Local talent.
the local talent,
yes.
etc.
So if you want to really do the business, there are a lot of smart models. So let's understand what most people are doing today are getting highly creative, which is very important, by ignoring commerce. You can't ignore commerce because it's ultimately
it should be part
you
of
have
your
to sell
strategy.
a ticket.
Yeah,
you have
it
to
should
sell a
be
ticket.
part of your strategy.
So people ignore commerce and only do creativity. The business is about combination of commerce and creativity. If you don't do that, and if you add little science, you can't fail. I've done this business all my life. You can't. It's not difficult. Give me the resources. I will show you how it is done.
Okay. What's one skill you feel that people do not know, which no film school teaches, which is important?
Distribution and marketing.
Okay.
I do teach. I teach in
I know you teach at MIT
College.
Yeah.
MIT College since last 10 years I've been teaching. I go to do courses everywhere. But yeah, this is distribution marketing is the most important factor of this business.
If the credits rolled on your life, what would your closing line be?
Mine? I have people who call me never say die.
Never say?
Die.
Never say die.
This guy will not
but
give
you
up.
can. No, look at your career draft.
I'll never give up.
It's I've seen you. I've known you for over 2 decades, and
Good line, right? Never say die.
Never say die. Yeah.
I'll keep going on. I'll enjoy.
You
what
have
I
that
do.
passion and spirit within you.
Still, I have to launch myself as a director, so that's one more thing pending, which will happen very soon. I'll not give up.
Yeah, I know from the man who fell in love with cinema when he was a child, and now you're taking cinema all over India.
Yeah.
What a lovely story.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank you.
amazing.
I think it's lovely having you on board. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for watching. If you like the content we're producing, please do like, subscribe, and share. We're on Missed Conversations with Rahat Beri.